This is for discussion board 3 for module 4. First question is, what were your thoughts and feelings as you read the chapters and watched the videos? Um, I, I guess the video that stood out the most would probably be the first one, the stereotypes one, the racial identity. Um, I felt some ways like some people were like, why are you asking these questions? Like it was kind of awkward that they were being asked these questions, like you talk white and all this stuff. And I don't know, some of it, one that I really liked the most was whenever it said, how to see myself as a mixed person. And it's like, when somebody asks, who asked that question, who are you? It's like you're judging a book by its cover. I really like that. So, um, and then the thing that said, someone said about good dialect, like white people have good dialect. I don't really see that just because of myself. Um, I don't think I have good dialect at all. But I have heard people say, wow, like some of my black friends, they say, you know, you sound white or you sound black. I have heard that or whatever. And I mean, I'm guilty of saying it too. I've totally said that before. Um, the next one was the YouTube video. I guess they're all YouTube videos, but it was the doll study. I, um, I thought that was really interesting. I didn't really think kids now would see, point to the little black doll as a dumb child and reflect as the smart one as a white child and all that. I just thought we were kind of past that by now, so that was really interesting to look at. Um, the unpacking invisible knapsack, that was interesting how this I think Macintosh, how she wrote down these things that uh, that she felt like she could do because of her skin color and her privilege. Um, and it was, which one I like, I kind of circled it. I can be pretty sure that if I argue for the promotion of a person of another race or a program centering race, this is not likely to cost me heavily with my present setting, even if my colleagues disagree with me. Um, I can easily find academic courses and institutions which give attention only to people of my race. Um, I can be sure that if I need legal medical help, my race will not work against me. Um, so reading these, it just I guess it makes me feel more aware of how we're still, in this country, and it's still like it is, and I I just wish we can get somewhere where we're kind of past that, stereotyping people who are a different race. Um, so that's how I felt about the videos. Oh, and the readings. Um, that's a reading chapter. Oh, chapters. Okay. Um, it was cool to kind of point out what racial identity development stage I'm in, but that's going to be in another question. So we will get to that one. How different was to read, reflect, watch things that relate to you as a person and are closer to your own culture, as opposed to things that were far from who you are. Um, I mean, it was interesting. I guess it was cool to kind of, I guess the guy asking the questions, and you know nobody was really hostile or anything like that. They kind of just spoke the truth and what they felt, and so I thought that was good. Um, the other video, I guess, with the dolls, I kind of spoke about that in my previous question. Um, to this person are closer to your own culture as opposed to things. I don't. Uh, Far from who you are. I mean, I have different views on a lot of things than I guess I'm very different since culture. I guess I'm very different from my parents and my family and their views. We definitely think different when it comes to race, culture, right, what our rights are, what they aren't. Um, it's funny because whenever I tell my parents or yeah anybody in my family about a story at work, they're like, um, were they Mexican? You know, were they black? It's never like the first question is never like, are they white? And 9 times out of 10 they white. So yeah, I just have very different perspectives than my family, and I choose not to speak about how I feel when it comes to if they say something and to where I feel. I don't speak about politics, race, anything like that in front of my family. I don't feel comfortable doing it. Um, what are your strengths and weaknesses regarding competence development? How can you continue to work on it? I think my strengths are just knowing, just taking a lot of diversity classes. I guess I had to take a lot of those in undergrad for social work, and I I guess weaknesses is you know still thinking of I guess stereotypes. I had a African American student, and her mom came in, and I was very I could not believe they were both atheists, because when you think of African Americans you think of like a real tight knit church family, and I mean 9 times out of 10 church is pretty big with African Americans, and which I was taught in social work, and I was very surprised that they were a family of atheists, and they expressed a lot about that. So I was that made me surprised. So I guess continue working and learning on it, and build up that strength. Um, I think that is the end of the questions, and that's how I reflect. Oh, there was one more. Yeah, thinking of I'm sorry, thinking of the development process that relates to you, depending on your, yeah. Where do you think you are in your own identity development process? That was, I put the descriptive model, phase 3, of course, I can't even say the word correctly, probably. Dissonance. It says may make white feels guilty, shameful, angry, and depressed. Rationalisms may become the manner used to uh, ex- exonerate their inactivity in combating perceived injustice or personal feelings of prejudice. I'm only one person. What can I do? Or everyone is prejudiced, even minorities. As these conflicts ensue, whites may retreat into protective confines of white culture or move progressively toward insight and revelation. No, that was phase 3. Yeah. So I see a little bit of phase 3. Because I always ask myself, like, what can I do? Everyone is. It's sometimes it feels like everyone is prejudiced. Um, And then the phase 4, resistance and immersion, that's the one I circled and starred. And when it says whites begin to question and challenge their racism for the first time, they begin to realize what racism is all about. Their eyes suddenly open. Racism becomes noticeable in all facets of their daily lives, advertising, television. A major questioning of the racism of that of others mark this phase of development. In addition, increasing awareness of how racism operates and its perseverance in prevalenceness in U.S. culture, and is major hallmark at this level of development. Like experience considerable anger at family and friends, definitely been there. Um, Values that are seen as sold as a false bill of goods, democratic ideas that were never practiced. Guilt is also felt of having been part of an oppressive system. When I, look at news, listen to the news, and hear things that are, I guess president will say, I just, it just hurts me that it's we're going to build a wall, and um, talking about people who they sense African Americans with like they don't work, and all our taxes are going to them, and we're paying for them to sit at home. And I mean, white people say this about white people, African Americans. They say it about other African Americans. But I hear a whole lot of that around us. We have a small community, and you hear a lot of that stuff, and it just kind of makes you open your eyes as to what how skin color really defines you. Um, uh, let's see, and it also says that the discuss from realizing that they are white and that their group has engaged in oppression and racial ethnic minorities may propel them into the next stage. Um, so yeah, I definitely see myself in that. Uh, because if you're making racist mistakes, um, while they are in, um, while they may reminisce, I can't say that word either. People of color, whites in this stage, cannot interact confidentially with them because they may fear making racist mistakes. And I mean, I can even with this video, like I feel like I'm making a mistake, but to me, I view myself as a white female, of course, but I don't look at a person as for their color. I kind of look on the inside, and am I 100% culturally competent? Definitely not. But I consider me being in a position that I'm in at work, and the profession that I chose. I would say that I'm learning more and more every day, and I hope not to stop learning. And I look forward to hearing, and seeing everybody else's videos. So, thanks.